More baseball talk too, but now Canada's national summer sport. The St. Catharines Junior A Athletics regular season begins Wednesday night at home, Canada Games Park, and this season is a big one.
Everybody's talking, the buzz ain't just a beer. Radio man keeps saying, this could be our year. Huddled up headlights, team colors cross the lawn. Don't matter where you're coming from, we're here to get it gone. It's that hometown crowd, yeah, it's in our blood. And even when the clock runs out, we still raise the cup. It ain't about that hat trick, home run, a big first down. Just looking for a little something we can rally around. In the house, courtside or on the couch, we still get.
We welcome you inside Iroquois Park Sports Center, which the place has been rocking all day long for the Ontario Lacrosse Festival, and the action is only going to get hotter here inside the building tonight for game number 2 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League final series. Game number 2 of this scheduled best of 7. A look at the Whitby Warriors, who lost in heartbreaking fashion back in game number 1 in Orangeville. Here is overtime as Trey Deer will put it up top to Liam Matthews. Despite playing 3 games in 3 days and sticking with Orangeville, that one bounces off Tyden Redlick and gives the Orangeville Northmen a 7-6 advantage after game number 1 here of this series scheduled for best of 7. Your goaltenders tonight, Tyden Redlick, Evan Constantopoulos, as they were in game number 1. You see their stats on screen. San Diego Seals versus Buffalo Bandits in between the pipes, and we are underway here in game number 2. Already in front, they score. Whitby Warriors coming out quick for a 1-0 lead here at home. Just working it down to the crease. And when they've been good, it's been because they've had possession down by the crease here in these playoffs. And an early start for the home side, 1-0 here. Just 20 seconds into it, Owen Tapper from Nolan Byrne and Max Weatherup. Ryan Langill back in the lineup, as is Max Taylor, Nicholas Belmonte, and Eddie Faraday out for the Warriors. Big changes for the Orangeville Northmen. You'll notice no Liam Matthews for the Hornheads. Him and Sean Costin are out in favor of Bishop Berman and Cade Cordingley. First shot in on Redlick. Covered up and stopped. Here's Lucas Littlejohn, one of the top 5 scorers in the playoffs. Down to Nolan Byrne. Made his return to the lineup. In game 1, him and Ryan Langill playing for the first time since the St. Catharines series. Outside, Littlejohn will get the reset as he brings it back to himself. Byrne into the corner. Ryan Langill, the big body, who played incredibly well, returning to the lineup, finds Byrne cutting through. Halfway through Whitby shot clock, Littlejohn to Soroketti, who's on his toes. A hard screen there from Langill. Braden Stokes working through it. Put Soroketti down to his knees. Byrne back again over the shoulder. That one will bounce back, get out of play. You saw those goaltender stats at the start. 5-12 goals against average for Evan Constantopoulos. just over 7 for Tyden Redlick, although those numbers both increased slightly after game number 1. Save percentage for Tyden Redlick up a tick. If he plays the whole game, we'll have surpassed 800 minutes here in the playoffs. A bouncer up and out of play into the nearly standing room only crowd here at the main pad at IPSC here in Whitby, Ontario. With the Lacrosse Festival on, minor players getting in for free tonight, and there are still games ongoing here. Pass back to Cade Cordingley. He'll work it far side. Dylan Sanderson rips a shot off the pads of Redlick, and he'll bring it down. 1-0 in the opening minute goal, 17 seconds in. Ty Jesso to Matt Ford. Back to Littlejohn now. He'll slam on the brakes. Littlejohn to the restraining line. Ford, one hand on his stick, 13 on 13 as Elijah Edwards comes up to play defense. Ford ended up winning that battle and taking it right to the crease. Aaron Taguri will jog it over center. Black jerseys, the iconic black and silver for the Northmen, going left to right in this first period. White jerseys, blue shorts for the Warriors here on home turf. And yes, turf. Tripped up there. Jack Oldman got past his man. Coming in transition all by himself. And Evan Constantopoulos there to knock the rebound into the corner. First one to it was Jaden Ciapera. Late in the 8 count. Looked like only about 6 seconds if you were going by the shot clock there. Teams have 8 to get it across center. Switching hands a couple times was Aiden Matthews. Going to see a lot of him and Cade Cornely tonight in the absence of Liam Matthews. Played down here low. Cordingley shot. Redlick down to meet it right at the tail end of the shot clock. As now Owen Lee will bring it up the boards for Justin Hewitt. Hewitt and Littlejohn. Now Weatherup as the Warriors change. Cross to Nolan Byrne. Back for Littlejohn. Pass in the direction of Langeal. Hit the backside of Elijah Edwards. Now picked up by Orangeville. Owen Toval in transition. Going to work in behind Taguri, who is picking Littlejohn out of the way. Those two have their sticks tied up in front of the net and are battling. Outside Trey Deer shoots. First offering of the night for him off the pad of Redlick into the corner. Already over 1,200 watching here live in our first 5 minutes of action here in Whitby. Dylan Sanderson has it there, took a couple whacks, feeding it through the legs and into the legs of Redlick over top. That was Owen Ron with a tricky shot. Ben Cromer still shedding parts of the name bar on that 32 jersey. Byrne across to Julian Belair. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Belair all the way up to Sorketti. No Littlejohn this time as Byrne drags it back, trying to get past Stokes. Ty Jesso outside the line. Long distance shot. Jesso filled in by Alex Messier. Carter Coffey stumbled, now taken down by Weatherup. Pass goes to Aiden Matthews off a stick of Oldman. Redlick looking for it. It's behind his net. And Tapper collides there with Max Kruger. Picked up out of the corner, and trailing the play was Cohen Jennings. His shot off a defender, and 2 Warriors are going to break out now. Tapper and Weatherup. Owen Tapper looking for his second of the game. Into the feet of Constantopoulos, who makes the save. Aiden Matthews to recover it. Here's Cade Cordingley, head fake. Cordingley. Pass initially a little too high for Cam Sanderson. He'll find Trey Deer, who backs into coverage. Deer shot off a couple different defenders. Perhaps even Owen Ron, his teammate, before Redlick found it on the tip drill. Jack Oldman here. 7 minutes into this first period. Opening minute goal for the Warriors. Little John stuffed by the defense, trying to pass it back Oldman's way, picked it up and just kept it on side. Little John, no time for a second chance. Our officials tonight: Josh Hiltz is the crew chief for Mark Smith and Mark Thompson. Veteran OLA crew. Aiden Matthews. Out to the outside boards. Kruger will knock his man down. Dylan Sanderson stumbled before shooting, and it's Tapper again going to run into this. Being chased by Cade Cordingley. A couple fakes from Tapper, who went through the crease. Another stop from Constantopoulos. But that's 3 times the graduating defender Owen Tapper has got out by himself here in this first period. Cam Sanderson getting worked over in the middle of this set. He'll get up and put a stick into the midsection of Ethan Lee. Shot off Redlick, recovered here by Aiden Matthews. We go back to work on Owen Ron, who slipped off a pick and just missed the return pass in his direction. All the way down in towards the corner. Ryan Langiel, swim move. Soroketti sets the screen. It'll be returned back in the direction of Little John, but jumping the route, Jaden Ciapera in all by himself, and it's Redlick this time that will kick him out. Ciapera went through the crease. So it'll be Whitby possession here with Little John coming across the center line. Belair for Soroketti. Soroketti will flip back in the direction of Byrne. Missed the mark. Julian Belair gets there first for the over and back. Graydon Stokes. Pick up here for Orangeville. Dylan Sanderson hit well shooting. That was Cromer that knocked him down. Taken out of the crease by Luke Robinson. Oldman, now Trayson Stewart, his first shift of the game. Back for Byrne and Oldman. Going back and forth across the crease there. Trey Deer waiting it out. Cade Cordingley coming in high stepping. Cordingley to the crease, knocked into the orange turf. And yes, turf here in Whitby for the first time. New York Riptide turf is down thanks to Brooklyn Lacrosse Club and the Brooklyn Merchants, who will host the President's Cup here in this building August 23rd through the 30th. Ty Jesso, Julian Belair playing catch. Jesso backdoor cut was Byrne. Ball on the carpet with 5 left to play. Taguri couldn't pick up. Whitby trying to do the same. Matthew Ford will finally give up, and the shot clock goes. Into the back half of this first period, scheduled for 3:20s. Trey Deer all alone will score. And that is way too much time and space to give Trey Deer, who walks in by himself and ties the game up. Keep your eye on 91, all alone here. Finds his space, will work it through, and put it in the back of the net behind Redlick for a tie game at 1-1. It was back and forth all night in game number 1, so don't think this is going to be any different here. Aiden Matthews, Max Kruger picking up assists. On Trey Deer's goal. Ball off the face-off, headed down into the corner for Orangeville and Elijah Edwards. Kind of nonchalantly forced it in the direction of Kruger, and one ends up on the carpet with Ethan Lee clearing center. Little John working behind him. Off the bench, Julian Belair. Now Soroketti down into the corner. Byrne across here for Belair. Cutting through was Byrne on his way to the crease. That shot missed. Carter Coffey, Tryson Stewart battling for it. Byrne, the desperation. Over the back, Hail Mary. Well wide. Number of games tonight. Not just here in Whitby, but around Ontario. Senior B playoffs are on. Senior A playoffs are on. I believe Junior C coming down the stretch. No look pass here as the Junior A finals are on here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. Down to 6 teams remaining with 3 spots left. In the Minto Cup, St. Catharines Athletics will be there. Whitby knocked them out of the playoffs in 5 games in round number 1. Ty Jesso back for Lucas Littlejohn, a bouncer up and into the screen. Then went the distance against the Toronto Beaches, forcing them to play 3 games in 3 days to start this Ontario Junior Lacrosse League finals. Outside Orangeville, it's Kruger. Bouncing off Robbie Baxter. Playing the ball into the corner here. Cade Cordingley. Cordingley lowers his shoulder, still no shot. 5 left to do it. Cam Sanderson will. Redlick stepping up. So he's going to roll back in Baxter's direction. Cordingley trying to dig for it, and Baxter will clear center. For the Orangeville Northmen, had no trouble getting past Kitchener-Waterloo in 3 games straight. Needed 6 to dispatch of the Peterborough Lakers, however. Julian Belair in front. Quick shot from Littlejohn off the toe of Evan Constantopoulos. No look pass, cross floor. Littlejohn wasn't ready for it, and it's brought down by Siapera. Pass back to Deere. Tapper all over him. Couple other defenders coming in as well. They jar the ball free, kept alive. Airborne Deere. Sending it down to Redlick, who went right to left to make the stop. Got an Orangeville player running through the crease, perhaps Cohen Jennings. Here's Littlejohn through Stewart. Littlejohn. Bishop Berman will leave the ball back up top. Aiden Matthews has it again. Trying to work free of Owen Lee. Outside shot. Redlick collapses over top of it. 5.5 left to play here in the first period. Max Weatherup from up top. Going outside for Ty Jesso. Off the bench, Soroketti. Soroketti works through, low shot, kicked out. Constantopoulos right there for the rebound, Siapera. Back and forth match here. National Bank Open in Toronto, the tennis tournament. Someone commenting earlier on in the comments. Max Kruger back for Sanderson. He got spun around. Ball down on the turf. All of this on Orangeville's clock, which is about to run out as Tapper now picks it up. For Jack Oldman. In towards the crease, and Oldman in the crease. As this one now picked Back up, and Owen Toval headed out in transition. Underrated transition player in the league this year, not just for Orangeville, but hasn't had the flashy offensive numbers, but usually the guy who's going to carry it up over center. Max Kruger did have flashy offensive numbers, earned him Rookie of the Year nomination. Probably his to lose, if we're being honest. Outside shot there, Redlick with the stop. And Titan Redlick still with one more year to play after this one here in Whitby. Little John, low shot. Loves to go after that glove side, but just missed it there. You can tell when he's on his best because that shot really doesn't miss. Only 2 goals to speak of so far. 1-1, including one in the opening 17 seconds. Outside rip here, Cam Sanderson. Redlick will make the stop, flicks it out of his pad. Little John down the boards for Weatherup. Max Weatherup through traffic and in the back of the net. Speaking of pretty good rookies, Max Weatherup probably got lost in the shuffle of a fairly decent rookie class this year, but you can do stuff like this, posture up in those red shoes and find the back of the net with purpose. Restoring the lead here for Whitby. They give the goal to Little John. That's not correct. He should have the assist along with Luke Robinson. Little John backing up now. He'll get the pass. Finding Trayson Stewart cutting through. Good shot chance there. Ciapero went down hard at the hands of Belair. Hasn't really moved off the spot, but he will get the ball in transition now. Under 3 to play here in the period. Aiden Matthews stuck to the outside, losing his footing with Ethan Lee as the shot goes. Battle for it against the boards. It's going to actually bounce into the stands. And a fresh 30 here for Orangeville after that one hit Redlick. Dylan Sanderson for Trey Deer. Closing in on the 2-minute warning. Matthews called in the crease on the far side. Max Taylor returning to the lineup tonight along with Ryan Langio for the Whitby Warriors. 2 changes as well for Orangeville. The most notable of course Liam Matthews, the offensive star of the Northmen, who control this possession and get it over center. Bishop Berman slotting into the lineup with the absence of Matthews and Sean Costigan. Cade Cordingley close to that stick side as now Cam Sanderson will shovel one back towards the net. Robinson on the run. Straight up over center, slams on the brakes. This one headed back towards the timeline. Matthew Ford, the young junior B trade deadline acquisition of the Warriors, brings it back in. Oldman for Little John. Little John around the screen. His shot deflects off Messier, goes up out of play. Little John wants bench to hurry up and get out there. He's all by himself into the final minute. Julian Belair. Big rip from Ford. Didn't have much time to let that one go, but did so with about 50 seconds or a little bit more on the clock. Stick with us at intermission. Highlights of game number 1 if you missed it. Back a few nights ago. Outside shot. Aiden Matthews deflected off a leg and went wide. Whitby in no rush to pick this one up. With still 10 seconds left. Hard hit though. Accordingly coming in. Whistle there. There was a countdown on the floor. Orangeville picked it up and Whitby will get to call their timeout. Bit of a weird one there, but will give us a chance to look at the top 5 scorers in the playoffs, including Liam Matthews. You see 58 points. That's just in 10 games coming into this one. Lucas Littlejohn, couple points behind. Gabriel Soroketti, Willem Firth, still on that list. He's dropped 1 place behind Littlejohn here in this round after that first game. Dylan Sanderson and Gabriel Soroketti, you can see what they've done for their teams here in the postseason. Last shot coming up here for Whitby. We lead 2-1 here, trail in the series, 1-0. Again, bit of a weird one. One that was a bit hard to stomach, if we're being honest, for the Whitby Warriors after they played the way they played in game number 1. And leading up to that point, being forced to play 3 in 3 nights. Ryan Langiel will start with the ball. Redlick on the bench. The extra attacker is out. Belair has it now. Belair down behind the net. It'll work up top through Weatherup. Back to Littlejohn, who got it just as the horn was sounding, and a tie-up in front of the crease. Two goals off 13 shots for the Whitby Warriors, 1 off 16 for the Orangeville Northmen in the first period here in game number 2 of this Ontario Junior Lacrosse final series. Teams will head off the floor. Whitby going down into the corner, and Orangeville through the door in between the benches, which is not normally the way things happen, but with the junior or the festival game happening before this, the normal junior visiting locker room was busy, so a bit more directing of traffic as the teams head off the floor. We'll take the same break and be back in about 9.5 minutes. Again, if you missed it the first time a few nights ago, let's revisit game number 1 of this Ontario Junior Lacrosse League final series.
Finds the street hurting, is hurt, and then he flips one up and over Red Lake as he gets the goal. That's getting 16 to the playoffs. 1-0 goal to David Preston. Most possession so far. Finally a strike. Here it is on the replay. You see, takes the feed. For a bit of an odd angle, gets it by up and over the shoulder, then Constantopoulos. So Belair will take it. That's his 13th goal in the playoffs. Lucky number 13 for Julian Belair.
Yeah, we just missed the end of it there. Orangeville thought that Oldman did it illegally, then went after
Gatorade.
Oldman, who sent the pass to the crease. Delayed penalty coming on the bench.
With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat. Carbs to help fuel your working muscles. And fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Give the ball to the hot hand.
Rehydrate,
Second goal tonight
replenish,
for Max
refuel.
Kruger.
Gatorade.
Give him 17 now in the playoffs. A power play goal. It's tied at 2. And as I said, keep shooting. Good things will happen. Ice behind the back feed.
Where fun meets fitness and friends are made.
to run, and then he gets it back, and he'll load one up and puts it over the arm of
throughout Ontario,
tight end Redlick.
Get in on the fun.
Had to go
Visit
off, went through
playlacrosse.com.
the
Our
protocol and
interactive
testing
map will
down to the
help you
tunnel
find a
before
lacrosse
returning to
club
that
in
game
your area.
and the
Join
series.
the Ontario Lacrosse community
Outside
today.
Dylan Sanderson.
Ask a parent before going online.
Aiden Matthews got knocked down, goes back to set a screen for his brother. Liam shoots. Redlick the save. Liam gets his own rebound.
And more importantly, a fresh 30 on the shot clock.
Indeed, Cam Sanderson to his brother Dylan. So right now, 2 Matthews and 2 Sandersons. 1 Kruger out there, the son of the head coach, as the quick stick finally works. Kruger to Liam Matthews.
And one of the brother acts works there. It's Liam Matthews.
Byrne will head off. Ben Cromer back in. Robinson on D. Quick stick scores.
Well, haven't heard those 2 players tonight, Matthews and Kruger, have you? Connecting again, even in all goals, and this time it's the hat trick goal.
Return pass from Little John down in the corner. Byrne. Belair setting the screen. Sorketti off the crossbar and in. What a shot. Max Weatherup starting with an outside shot wide of the mark. Tracy Stewart back down towards the corner. Shot from Ford scores.
Nothing runs like a Ford. Yeah, as I said earlier, I've seen that shot many times up in Georgetown when he played with the Bulldogs, and Matt Ford. Gets the pass here. You see Liam Matthews finds the street curve. He gets hurt to the net, and he flips one up and over Redlick as he gets the goal, and that will get him his 16th of the playoffs.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario Lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Welcome back to Whitby here in game number 2 of this Ontario Junior Lacrosse League final series. Whitby opened the scoring in the first period, in the first 17 seconds, and then we went halfway before this goal from Trey Deer slips off a pick in, and we'll cut back in and score. That one tying the game before, this one off of Max Weatherup. They have corrected that goal in the system. Weatherup from the outside from Little John, a little pushing and shoving after the fact, but Weatherup does get the goal and makes it 2-1 for Whitby after 2 periods here in this second game of the series. Here's how everybody got there. Orangeville defeating Peterborough in 6. Whitby over the Beaches in 7. This game number 2 of the series. And game number 3 going Wednesday night back in Orangeville. Our crew will be there. Be sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. 1 goal off 16 shots for Orangeville in that period. 2 off 13 for Whitby. And no power plays to speak of for either team. Whitby now going left to right as Little John gives to Soroketti. Nolan Byrne rebound in front. Soroketti couldn't pick it up cleanly. And Evan Constantopoulos will turn it back up the floor. Braden Stokes getting a smack there from Owen Tapper. Passing it through Cade Cordingley to Deer in the corner. Trey Deer back to Max Kruger. Stepping up on him was Hewitt. Dylan Sanderson with it now. We'll cut back the other way. Big high step. Shot there, just missed the corner. As it plays back toward the benches. Lige Edwards kept it alive. Shot clock sounds, but did so inadvertently. Max Weatherup a goal and assist, the only multi-point performer in that first period for the Warriors. Round of applause for Trey Deer, who picks up the ball out of the corner. His family has been in the building since 10 o'clock this morning, I was told. Part of the OLA festival as well. Max Kruger will spin back. Cam Sanderson shoved out of the way. I'm sure there's more than a few Sandersons running around here in Whitby too. Taylor out to Soroketti. Little John. To Byrne, back to Little John again. Low shot. Constantopoulos not sure where it was, but down by his feet. Outlet pass intended for Levi Toohey. He's getting the call to the bench from both DJ Cleveley and Rusty Kruger. DJ Cleveley telling me after the game, game number 1, got the play they wanted, drew it up and ran it correctly, but definitely didn't have the ball going in the back of the net the way that it did to give Orangeville the 1-0 lead. Kruger out through the middle. Owen Ron all by himself. Not too many chances like that for either side. Here in this game, or game number 1, few transition breakaways. I think 3 or 4 of them going Orangeville's way, as you would expect in Tony Rose. Little John up top for Julian Belair. He'll shoot from up top. Low shot handled by Constantopoulos. Back towards center. Bouncer didn't get far enough for Alex Messier. Stokes will grab it off the boards. Trey Deer. Down to Aiden Matthews. His low shot skips off the end boards. Kept alive at the timeline by Max Kruger. Although there's only 5 left to shoot for Trey Deer. Does so on the run. Redlick looking behind him again. That one just trickled through his legs. Max Taylor. To Ty Jesso to Nolan Byrne now. He'll shoot. Looked like there was room by the right foot there of Constantopoulos. Ball didn't find it. Taguri got slowed up a little bit, but then we'll push it ahead to Elijah Edwards, matching pastel blue shoes from those two. Aiden Matthews going to drop his shoulder into coverage. Kruger now to Matthews. He'll shoot wide of the mark. This one bouncing back to the timeline. Kruger can't save this one. We've already played 4 minutes of scoreless ball here in the second. Take the under tonight, folks. And I would do that the rest of the series. I think setting up to be a defensive battle as it's played over. Oldman finding Little John on the run. Shot low there on Constantopoulos. Off the bench, here comes Trey Deer. Ducking low, going high. Vintage Trey Deer goal. Keep your eye on the front door here. This Carter Coffey does, and a good finish from Trey Deer just after saying opportunities like that hard to come by in this game. Trey Deer creates one for himself and makes no mistake potting it in the back of the net. Game retied here at 2. And Trey Deer's got both of them. Carter Coffey, Jaden Ciapera, 2. Normally defensive-minded players as some oohs and ahs as that one was close. Game number 1, it was almost all Max Kruger with 4 goals. Here's Byrne. Up top, Little John. Byrne, high step shot. That one will roll back in towards the corner. Kruger steps up, his shot just wide of the net. Bounces back towards the bench where it's picked up here by Baxter. Has Ethan Lee behind everybody. In all alone, scores. So perhaps the way we're going to go tonight is transition if you want to get the victory here in game number 3. Back-to-back goals. Going back-to-back ways down the floor. This time it's Whitby's turn. Lead back in their direction. Off the transition breakout by Owen Lee. Excuse me, Ethan Lee from Justin Hewitt. I think that's his first of the playoffs as well for Lee. Another Oldman face-off will give the ball back here to Whitby. Soroketti flipping it in Langille's direction. Couldn't bring it down. Oldman will chase it down back near center. Long distance shot, still has the face-off twig out there as it skips off a couple panes of glass and then comes back in play. Trey Deer off the bench. Just scored to tie the game at 2. Then quickly Whitby with the answer. Cade Cornely swarmed. Here by Owen Lee. He'll go at Aiden Matthews now. Tripped up down to his knees. From his stomach, passes it back to the restraining line. Justin Hewitt lost his footing. Picked up by Robinson. Already out the front door. Little John by himself, the twister. Off Constantopoulos. Elijah Edwards can run it back to the corner. Dylan Sanderson will slow things down. Sanderson, big high step as he releases. Redlick the catch. Ben Cromer there to wait for it. 7.5 gone here in the period. Whitby still hanging on to that 1-goal lead. Now doing it off 23 shots. 20 total for Orangeville. Little John from the outside to Nolan Byrne. Little John faked his way through. Byrne will go all the way to the crease. High pass intended for Ford. Mark Smith did well to get out of the way of that, the official. Jawing between Bishop Burnman and Robbie Baxter as they came to the floor. Weather up in the face of Deer. So those two whack with each other. Sanderson outside the restraining line. He'll put it out towards the boards. Big pick from Deer. Open space for Matthews. Now it's Kruger that'll roll back away. Weather up. Back to play defense on this side now to the crease. Trying to tap it in was Matthews. Oldman. To Soroketti off the bench. Ball finds its way, as it often does, to Lucas Littlejohn. Graduating senior. Belair, Soroketti. Outside for Oldman. A black-headed shooter stick now for Jack Oldman, and uses it. Puts it to good use. Putting his team up by 2, the biggest lead for either team here tonight. Evan Constantopoulos wants a water break, giving us a chance to look at this one more time. Jack Oldman's got 2 sticks. The white head is the draw stick. This one, the black head, looked like he was just going to wait up and then takes it in. And will score, and will likely stay on to take the face-off again. Trying to win another one. Off the win as the goaltenders take a chance. For a water break themselves. Closing in on 2,000 live viewers now. Thank everybody for tuning in here on Monday evening. If you're joining us in Ontario, we hope you enjoy your civic holiday. And I know other provinces have the day off as well. Can't think of a better way to cap off a long weekend here in the summer. Big scrum for this draw. Oldman is involved in it, as is Jake Spalina, who takes most of the draws for Orangeville. Trey Deer grabbed it. Him and Weatherup were scrambling with each other in behind that draw. Look out, here's Ethan Lee on the run again. Shoved just as he was releasing by Owen Toval. And that may have forced that shot wide. 4-2 Whitby. Leading here in game number 2 on top of Orangeville. Cam Sanderson flipping the ball back to Owen Ron. Got knocked down to a knee but recovers. Pass it over to the far side for Deer, who got a good shot. Redlick was in the crease when he had it and arguing with the official that it was outside the crease. Getting some objection from the fans here as well. And I want to say 50-50 split Orangeville and Whitby in terms of fans, but I think it would be closer to 25-25, 50 in terms of Orangeville 25, Whitby a little bit more than that, and then most of them are just here for a good time as they enjoy the festival. Pretty good nightcap if you ask me. Sanderson to the outside, on the run. No room for Matthews to shoot as Baxter is on him. Pass back to Kruger, bounce down, and Weatherup comes after it. On his wrong side, going to shoot anyways. Goes upstairs on Constantopoulos, who catches it between the mask and the left shoulder. A couple shakes of the mask, too, after telling the official he was good to go. Elijah Edwards. Through Levi Toohey, who will head off. Back to Trey Deer. Warding off his defender. Down to Ron. Deer was all alone in front of the crease. They pass it back. Looked like Cade Cordingley there. As now Robinson comes in transition. Off the net, stumbling. See a pair of the pass for Deer. Too far out in front of him. Deer will still pick up the loose ball, though, swarmed by a double team. And now Cromer gets it, and Josh Byrne going to be called for our first penalty of the game, a slash. Coming up here against Whitby. First power play of the game goes to the Orangeville Northmen. Yeah, Byrne getting the stick in the legs of Trey Deer, tripping him up and not letting him go to the bench. See what the power play looks like without Liam Matthews. It'll be Aiden Matthews down in the crease. Trey Deer taking the shooter spot. And Max Kruger playing quarterback. So far, him and Trey Deer so far. After it bounced out of the stick of Deer to start. Kruger to Matthews. Lane opens up for the shot, and it's not going to leave the crease of Redlick. This video is circling Instagram yet again of dropping the gloves with a player earlier on this season when he was out in Alberta. Definitely changing the narrative around him, coming in and showing off his goaltending chops to the masses since the trade deadline. Sorketti and Stokes after the loose ball that bounced off the dasher a couple times. Ron and Kruger playing catch. Now Deer. Trey Deer backs into pressure to Ron. Back to the crease for Matthews. No shot. Deer fakes the pass and then rips. That one wide of the net. It's going to bounce back and over the timeline as well. Tapper wanted the quick restart. Kruger going to be able to head off the floor here. Ford finding Belair with 7 minutes left to go in the period. Little John on the run. Taguri trailing him. That shot hits off Constantopoulos. Ford, the first one there, couldn't pick up. 3 Hornheads follow him back into the boards, including Edwards, who's got the ball. Final couple seconds left, and Burns slashing minor. All even here. With 6.5 left to play in the period. 4-2. Lead for Whitby. Dylan Sanderson looking for the backdoor cutter. Ball's going to come all the way back up top to Cade Cordingley. He'll find Matthews just on his wrong side and nearly fooled Redlick with that one. Weather up to Byrne. Slowly brings it in, joined by Sorketti. Little John pointing up top to give to Ty Jesso. Pardon me, that's Oldman. Now the shot from Byrne. Took it right through Cohen Jennings, who went down after the shot. Gets right back up for the change, though. Graydon Stokes has Sanderson off the bench. Now Kruger down towards the corner for Cam Sanderson. Aiden Matthews ducking in. Redlick a good stop, and then looking to go to the back door. Cam Sanderson for his younger brother Dylan. Intercepted by Ethan Lee. He'll stop just over top of the timeline. Ryan Langill returning to the lineup for this game after sitting out the first one. Little John looking for Trayson Stewart on the crease. Bounces off his stick and down towards the corner where Sorketti will look to pick up. All over his back is Tovo, and that'll do it for Whitby shot clock. Stuck back in this kind of stalemate where we've been defensively most of this game and most of game number 1 as well. Cam Sanderson Back up top. Shot there from Cordingley. Weatherup couldn't bring it down clean. And that means that Owen Ron will get a fresh 30 seconds. Cromer chasing him. He'll pass it to the far side. Matthews for Deere. His shot looking low on Redlick. Big summer stick there to make the stop. Ben Cromer up to Baxter now. To Ford. He'll wait for Todd Jesso off the bench. Matt Ford. Byrne. A lot of movement in front. Belair will drag it back. Got himself in good shooting position, and another shot towards the 5-hole on one of these two goaltenders who have been pretty good turning those away. Hewitt standing up on Stokes. Sanderson. Cross for Kruger now. He'll work his way inside the restraining line. Accordingly to Matthews. Lets a long outside shot go. Redlick will save that in towards the corner. Picked up by Taylor. And now Justin Hewitt clears center. Across the Little John out the front door. Nolan Byrne shortly following thereafter. Now Little John outside shot. Save made. Constantopoulos rolls outside of his crease. He'll play the screen. They're not allowing Stewart to chase after it. Elijah Edwards. Back up to the restraining line. Levi Tui wondering where the line change was. Accordingly, across for Ron. Kruger with the screen in front. Trey Deere back for Max Kruger. That ball looked like it turned left as it skipped off the turf. And then the arm of Redlick. '30th shot. Byrne, big high step here. 10 left to shoot. Got a stick check. Had to check to make sure it was still in the pocket there. Then it fell out for Soroketti. Outside rip. Oldman. Byrne reaching for it. Little John and Ciapero were wrestling each other at the tail end of that set. Now it's going to be Coffey leaving for Cam Sanderson. Off the bench, Cordingley and Matthews. Back for Kruger. A lot of youngsters out there right now for this Orangeville Northmen team. Trey Deere, the graduate amongst them, headed to the crease. Cam Sanderson, same story. Younger brother Dylan will be back for another season in Orangeville next year. Langill over the top. His shot again headed down low on Constantopoulos, if not for the big netminder. Toval into the corner. Elijah Edwards. Sanderson cuts back over the restraining line. Had Ron with him. Couldn't get the ball in that direction. Under 10 to shoot. Sanderson still with it to Matthews, who came off his side. Cordingly. Fake tie went low, and Redlick there to stop that one. Oldman over center. Checking with the bench. They want to play 2 for 1. Soroketti with it here for Little John. Gets the shot away. But perfect timing, and then Byrne brings down the loose ball. He'll drop it at the feet of Little John. Oldman and Little John keeping the ball outside. Now they'll run the clock all the way down. About 5 seconds more on the game clock than there is on the shot clock for Whitby. Oldman, Soroketti. Back to Oldman, now Little John. Byrne coming out of the pile. Up to meet the ball that bypasses him. Only 2 to shoot. Facing good defense, and then fired it off the back of the helmet of Jaden Ciapera. No timeout for Orangeville here with only a handful of seconds to Gurry. Off the bench was Cam Sanderson loading up, and time's going to expire. Rusty Kruger upset over on that Orangeville bench about something on that last play. And eventually, just a wave of the hand, going to give it up as his team is down 4-2 after 2 periods here in game number 2 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League final series. Again, here's a look at how these teams got here. Orangeville defeating KW via sweep in round number 1. Whitby had to take St. Catharines the distance. Did the same against the Toronto Beaches, while Orangeville and Peterborough were in game number 6. Orangeville leading here 1-0 over Whitby. Game number 3, an 8 p.m. start in Orangeville on Wednesday night. Then Friday back here at Whitby. Parking will be at a premium. If you're headed to the game, get here early. Festival still on. Better yet, take the GO train, walking distance from Whitby GO Station. Again, 8 o'clock start time there in Orangeville for game number 5 on Saturday, 8 p.m. if required. And if required, we'll be back here Monday. Another 8 p.m. start, and then Tuesday would be game number 7 of next week, the 13th, I believe that is, in Orangeville. All 8 p.m. start times makes it easy for you. The best way to follow along is by visiting OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com or downloading the official Ontario Junior Lacrosse League app. Be sure you're subscribed here to the YouTube channel where you won't miss a minute of the action. 4-2 after 2 periods here in game number 2 at Iroquois Park Sports Center in Whitby. We'll take an 8-minute timeout and bring you back here for the conclusion of game number 2. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Final Series.
Gets the pass here. You see Liam Matthews finds the street crew. He gets hurt to the net and he flips one up and over Redlick as he gets the goal, and that will get him his 16th of the playoffs. 1-0 Northmen. They were pressing it most of the possession so far, and finally they strike. And here it is on the replay. You can see takes the feed, and then from a bit of an odd angle gets it by up and over the shoulder of Evan Constantopoulos. So Belair will take it. And that's his 13th goal of the playoffs. Lucky number 13 for Julian Belair.
And we just missed the end of it there. Orangeville thought that Oldman did it illegally, then went after Oldman, who sends the pass to the crease. Delayed penalty coming on the revenge. And then you can see it in the back of the net. Already over 1,000 viewers here live. Kruger behind his back. 3 minutes left to go here in the period. Kruger fakes low, goes high, scores.
Just give the ball to the hot hand. Second goal of the night for Max Kruger. Give him 17 now in the playoffs. A power play goal. It's tied at 2. And as I said, keep shooting. Good things will happen. Vice behind the back feed to Ron, and then he gets it back, and he'll load one up and puts it over the arm of tight end Redlick.
Had to go off, went through the protocol and testing down in the tunnel before returning to that game and the series. Outside Dylan Sanderson. Aiden Matthews got knocked down, goes back to set a screen for his brother. Liam shoots. Redlick the save. Liam gets his own rebound.
And more importantly, a fresh 30 on the shot clock.
Indeed, Cam Sanderson to his brother Dylan. So right now, 2 Matthews and 2 Sandersons. 1 Kruger out there, the son of the head coach, as the quick stick finally works. Kruger to Liam Matthews.
And one of the brother acts works there. It's Liam Matthews.
Byrne will head off. Ben Cromer back in. Robinson on D. Quick stick scores.
Well, haven't heard those 2 players tonight, Matthews and Kruger, have you? Connecting again. They've been in on all goals, and this time it's the hat trick goal.
Return pass from Littlejohn down in the corner. Byrne Belair setting the screen. Soroketi off the crossbar and in. What a shot. Max Weatherup starting with an outside shot wide of the mark. Tristan Stewart back down towards the corner. Shot from Ford scores.
Nothing runs like a Ford. Yeah, as I said earlier, I've seen that shot many times up in Georgetown when he played for the Bulldogs. And Matt Ford strikes here at 106 points total this year in Junior B, and he gets a big goal here to tie it for the Warriors. He has one Minto Cup ring, and he wants another. And Little John, you see, he gets the nice pick there and finds an opening underneath the arm of Konstantopoulos, and 2 quick goals within a minute for the Warriors, and we get a whole new ball game now, Matt. It's a 5-4 Warriors lead as he's never say die.
It's Little John's 4th point of the night. In on all but one of the goals. Redlick looking behind him, it's in.
Three goals in the first 2 minutes of the third period. It's like the floodgates have opened. So look at the replay of this one. And a nice shot there. I think Redlick got a piece of it, but it rolled, and he couldn't stop it in time. And the Northmen, just like that, tie it at 5.
Byrne and Soroketi picking up assists on Lucas Littlejohn's goal. Aiden Matthews trade deer on the goal from Kruger. An outside rip is in.
Tristan Stewart, the 6th different goal scorer for Whitby.
Cohen Jennings for trade deer. Matthews to the outside. Ron will put his back into Baxter. Here for Matthews, over the top and in the back of the net.
Oh, and he just had the desk there up here to the Warriors crowd too when he scored that goal. I don't know, that won't call him. He's like jawing at him too. Not making any friends with the Warrior fans.
Matthews gonna stay on, although Deere looks for Kruger. Good option tonight already with 4 goals. Feeding through Ron into the feet of Ron. Turns it on its head. Oh boy!
Oh my goodness gracious. What a heartbreaker, Matt, for Whitby, but salvation for Orangeville. Oh. See, Owen Ron goes hard to the net. Redlick makes the save. It bounces out. He scoops it, and he puts it right off his defender, and it goes into the back of the net. I believe that was Owen Tapper went off of. What a tough one to give up.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Back inside Iroquois Park Sports Center, getting set for period number 3. Here in the second game of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League final series. Orangeville leading by way of the 7-6. Game number 1 overtime score that you saw in the intermission. And Whitby leading 4-2 here after 2 periods. 4 goals off 34 shots, 2 off 31. Orangeville 0 for 1 on the only power play we've had here in the game so far. Trey Deer with the 2 Orangeville goals. All 4 scored by 4 different players. For Whitby. Aiden Matthews path to the net, cut off and then recovered nicely. Pretty good shot into the feet of Redlick. May have had space there. It was kicked out last second, then a moving screen in the corner. We'll give it back here to Orangeville. Matthews then drops it momentarily. Picks it up, gives it to Dylan Sanderson. Trey Deer over the top. Collided with the defender, knocked it out of his sticks. Owen Ron well backing up, shoots. It'll drop down into the pocket of Trey Deer, despite being perhaps held on to there by Max Weatherup. Ron to Sanderson. This is Dylan going to Aiden Matthews, who stumbled as he was trying to get his footing, and ball flips out of his stick and up over the glass. Ford to Little John, Belair. Outside Byrne and Langeal. Big swim move. Langeal walking through, first save of the period there for Constantopoulos. Toval picked it up outside the orange carpet and then ran it back in. Fresh 30 for Whitby. Julian Belair, the former Northman, to Ford. His shot hooked a little bit. Belair chasing it down back near the center line. He'll get it to Byrne. Loaded up that outside shot and wasn't able to take it. Levi Tui in his face. Shot there from Little John on the run. Taguri planting him into the end boards. Now Toval takes off in transition. Had his lane to the net broken up, and is now Oldman going after the loose ball. Dylan Sanderson down the boards, working with Kruger. They'll find Trey Deer. Deer around the corner of Oldman, all alone in the crease. Cade Cordingley just tap danced himself out of space, perhaps. And that shot went wide. Here's Luke Robinson. Oldman to Ty Jesso. Now to the trailing Tryson Stewart. They'll work it out to the outside boards. That one tipped by a defender. It does go over the timeline, but because it was off the stick of Coffey, no over and back. Only 5 for Sorchetti to shoot, though. Tried to do it from way outside as they call for heads up over in behind the Orangeville bench. Again, a lot of youngsters in the crowd tonight because of the Ontario Lacrosse Festival. Not a parking lot, parking space, or hotel room to be had here in the Durham region. Shovel shot, working it through. Owen Ron has been all over the crease and the net tonight, but snake bit so far, as is everybody else not named Trey Deer. What a play back the other way. Whitby there to put it in. Well, we said in the second period, if you were going to beat these netminders tonight, you might have to do it in transition. And this opens up a quick stick shot down on the crease for the Warriors, who are now up by 3. Not just the biggest lead tonight, the biggest lead for either team in this series. Game number 1 didn't go any higher than a 2-goal lead. Ben Cromer with the quick stick goal. Not often you hear from him offensively. But how about the third point of the game for Max Weatherup? And second for Ethan Lee. I asked coaching staff how they enjoyed their 2 days off, and they said it was glorious after playing 3 straight and 4 in 5 days. Coming out of that Toronto Beaches series, Kruger knocked his man down, headed to the front of the crease. Aiden Matthews' shot bounces back in front. That was Matthews from Cordingley, the initial one, and now a back-in call against Whitby. Said you should see some guys running a lot more tonight as full energy bars and some of the injuries starting to get back. Feeling better for this Whitby team, who were pretty banged up in the Toronto series. Here's Luke Robinson. Over the top, Langeal on the run. Sends a low shot towards the feet of Constantopoulos yet again. Alex Messier got it over center into the stick of Trey Deer. 5-2 here for Whitby. Outside Cordingley, sending it back. Looking in Deer's direction. Cromer's just going to wait out the shot clock here behind his own net with all the Northmen headed back to the bench. Stewart running it down the boards. Nolan Byrne for Oldman. He'll come over the top. Keeping it inside the restraining line. Back to Trayson Stewart on the run now. He'll work it through, and then Belair was just about to shoot before a takedown of Levi Tui. Turns the ball back the other way to Guri. Stopped up, will give it off to the offense now. Accordingly, far side, Cam Sanderson looking for help. He'll find it in Cordingley. Now Matthews. Lex not to shoot. Aiden Matthews, the younger brother of Liam, sails it high over top of the net. It'll bounce right back to Robinson. Quick restart. Robinson to Weatherup. Outside shot. Hard in on Constantopoulos, who makes the save. Rebound will go back Orangeville's way, but heads up the penalty box. Cohen Jennings just keeping this one alive. Messier outside, Rip Deer. Shot around a mound of bodies. Owen Lee, Trey Deer mixing it up on their way to the bench. 7 minutes gone here in this final regulation time period. Whitby leading 5-2. Jesso across here to Little John. Plays it. Soroketti finds a room to head to the crease, trying to duck it over top of Constantopoulos. He's 6'6", that's a hard ask. Now Toval in transition. Rebound for Stokes on the doorstep, scores! I said after the Whitby goal, we don't often hear from Ben Cromer offensively. No disrespect to Graydon Stokes, but maybe even more so. Definitely known for his defensive chops. More than doing this as he's out in transition. This will be his second point of the game. You can kind of tell from that shot, if we're being completely honest with everybody, but they don't ask how, just ask how many, and that one counts for the third one from Orangeville here tonight. They credited it to Toval. I think that one will change. Or at least if I'm Graydon Stokes, I make sure that it changes. He's played out of the corner. Yeah, now they've corrected it here in-house. Ron to Deer in front, faked over the shoulder, took the real shot. And Redlick not fooled by any of the tricks of Trey Deer here tonight. At least not on that play. Deer does have the first two of Whitby's 3 goals. And 11:47, down by just 2. Little John Belair. Jennings will tip that away from Byrne, who's still trying to pick it up off the turf. Now Jennings falls almost on top of it. Picked up by Soroketti. Got a last-second shot away, but not in time. Minute and a half away from the halfway mark of this final regulation time period. 2,100 people watching here live. Thank you for spending your civic holiday with us. Dylan Sanderson playing it up to Cade Cordingley. He's got a lane to the net. That shot hooked nearly. There may have been space by the left arm of Redlick. Doing some housekeeping, putting the net back on the pegs, but Cordingley looks skyward after that shot. Langio for Littlejohn. Lucas Littlejohn past his first defender, tries the back door and off to the left nicely. Was Constantopoulos. Trey Deer off the bench. Low shot on Redlick. He'll make the clean catch. And wants to head it back up floor as quickly as possible. Weatherup in with Littlejohn. That shot knocked away by Elijah Edwards, and it goes up out of play, which will give a fresh 30 here to Whitby. Thought we were going to go back and forth there for a little bit with Trey Deer hanging out in the offensive end. Littlejohn. Back far side, a skip shot from Soroketti. Those have found the back of the net through this playoff run. Alex Messier. From the boards, back up to Kruger, a screen in front. Redlick to the top of his crease to bounce that one off his left arm, but it goes right to Cordingley. Sanderson being worked over by Ethan Lee. That was Cam giving way to Dylan. Cam brings the ball down, shoved down there by Baxter. Everyone looking at the officials, no call. Earlier this afternoon, that was 4 for checking from behind. Today it's a good play on. Oldman, Stewart. Of course, the difference between minor festival and junior A rules. Oldman pulls it back down. Jesso all by himself. Shot there off Constantopoulos. Rebound right to Stewart. Through Ford to Oldman. No Soroketti. Pardon me, there he is, but no Langeal on this set. No Littlejohn either. Jesso looking for Oldman, who cut through. Stewart tasked with saving the possession. Will blindly roll it backwards down the boards, but did so well he was tied up in front of the Orangeville bench. Easy pickup for Toval and giving it here to Trey Deer. Inside Dylan Sanderson. If you've ever wondered how valuable Liam Matthews is to this team, the fact that there's 3 goals scored through 51 minutes of lacrosse here for the Orangeville Northmen should provide that indicator. Kruger over the top. Good stick check, forced that at least into a changeup right off the foot to Ron. Couldn't knock it in. Langeal up top, through to the cutting Julian Belair, who does it against his former team yet again. Keep your eye on Belair here at the restraining line. Just going to slip off his man, go to the crease. And almost too easy for Whitby there. Face-off violation, going to give the ball here to the Northmen. A rare non-win for Oldman. Julian Belair scoring 5 in the decisive game against St. Catharines here in this building. Now 6 goals from 6 different players for Whitby here in the game. Scored 6 from 6 different players back in game number 1 as well. Sharing the rock here in this OJLL final. Littlejohn trying to find the cutting Belair. By the way, Lucas Littlejohn not one of those 6 here in the game, just with 1 assist. Trey Deer. Him and the Northmen with a 3-goal hill to climb here in game number 2. Cam Sanderson to Kruger. Back to Cordingley. Deer spinning back. Oh, well, falling over the shoulder. Hoo-wee. Robinson flipping to Littlejohn. Lucas Littlejohn through Stewart to the outside. Bird. Little tap dance past his man. Ford. Knocking down Jennings. Back to Bird. With his back to the net. The backhander through the legs. Anything you can do, perhaps. Here's Taguri now. To Deer spinning with the shot. That one bouncing wide. Rebound comes all the way back to Matthews. Sanderson off the bench. Kruger back to Matthews. 10 left to shoot. That initial one did not hit the intended target. Aiden Matthews over the top to the outside. Low rip from Kruger. Haven't heard from him either today. After a 4-goal outburst in game number 1. Hewitt to Littlejohn with 5.5 left to go in regulation time. From the outside board, Soroketti all the way back across Littlejohn to Stewart to Bird. Oh, did he tuck it? Yes, he did. When Nolan Byrne is at his best, he can do stuff just like this. Watch him take off to the wrong side, doesn't matter. Twists it back with a defender on him. And my, oh my. Part of why him and Littlejohn were such a good 1-2 punch this summer here in Whitby. Part of why Lucas Littlejohn is up for MVP of the league. All the points he put up, a bunch of them assists on Nolan Byrne. Close to a 50-goal season as well for Lucas Littlejohn. And we got a change in net. Garrett Thompson will come in replace of Evan Konstantopoulos. So is Rusty Kruger waving the white flag here with 5 minutes to go in game number 2 in a 4-goal deficit. "12 different Warriors with points here in the game." Big crunching hit on the far side with Soroketti. Thompson gonna run it to the bench. They're gonna give him sprint duties and save the legs of Konstantopoulos by the looks of things. Here's Trey Deer with the extra attacker on. Deer hauled down, looking for a call, not gonna get it. Picked up, in from Robinson, as Johnson can't get there in time. Knocked down there, that's just good hard lacrosse. Could maybe make a case coming back the other way, but lead continues to stretch here for Whitby. And it looks like they are indeed gonna tie this series up. Luke Robinson, the 8th different Warrior to score here in the game. Garrett Thompson back in as Weatherup gets the flip pass here. No assist on the Luke Robinson goal, at least not yet. 4 minutes left to go. Littlejohn from inside. Restraining line, Langeal rips on Thompson. Not a bad idea with the youngster. Garrett Thompson coming in cold, hasn't played in, well, many a game actually. Basically been Evan Constantopoulos throughout this playoff. Trey Deer, oh my goodness. Hat trick for Trey Deer. Is it too little, too late though? I mean, watch this shot from Trey Deer. Just the 4th goal of the game, 3 of them off the stick of number 91 without Liam Matthews in the lineup tonight due to injury. Belair going after Siapera after the face-off. Siapera straight down Main Street scores. Hold all tickets. We might not be done yet. Off the face-off. Siapera running in and scores in transition. Back to a 3-goal game in 3:23. Left to go, Siapera. Over a period without a goal. Then they get one 12:35 mark down to the 3:37. So 9 minutes of shutout lacrosse before going back to back. Siapara and Trey Deer in 14 seconds. Look out here, Max Weatherup the steal. Kruger on him, and Thompson not going to get back in this time either. Max Weatherup going to be the first Whitby player on the night to score more than 1 goal. Give him a 4-point evening. And restore the 4-goal lead here by the Warriors. Oldman on the face-off, although Toval coming in hard and heavy. Trey Deer back to Sanderson, return pass. Deer can only stuff it into Redlick. Garrett Thompson still in net, down to our left. 2:42 left to go in this now 4-goal game. Four goals in the last minute and 26 seconds. Want to go back even further than that. Two minutes and 18 seconds for 5 goals to be scored after this defensive effort back and forth. Orangeville calling their first timeout of the game. Gives us a chance to remind you to subscribe here to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League's YouTube channel. Our team will be live at 8 o'clock on Wednesday evening from Tony Rose Arena in Orangeville for game number 3 of this series. And that looks like it may be a lengthy one. Entire schedule available at OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com and by downloading the official Ontario Junior Lacrosse League app from your favorite app store. Goaltender out yet again for the Northmen. 6 attackers on the floor with 2.5 left to go. Trying to push the lead back to just 3 for Whitby. Trey Deer over the top. Now shot blocked as running away from everybody. Owen Lee, nothing between him and an empty net. And Whitby will score double digits. Owen Lee running it into the empty net. And 10-5. Now the score, Whitby over Orangeville here in game number 2. And just over 2 minutes left to go. A stalemate here for this face-off. Wonder if that's not too big a hill to climb, even for the Northmen. Couple battles off this draw, including the one between Spalina and Oldman. Draw comes back. Ciapero is working over Weatherup that entire time. Baxter doing the same thing to Dylan Sanderson. Finally, it's going to roll back Oldman's way down in towards the corner. Ciapero puts the lumber on him. Tapper. 1.5 minutes left to go. We'll leave it for Ty Gesso. Langill from the corner. Ford coming on. Back to Oldman, who's still got the draw twig. Ball picked up off the carpet. Ford. See the electricity that the young Junior B star brings to this lineup. Going to be pretty good for a couple more years here in Whitby. Cam Sanderson going to shovel it back to the far side. Cade Cordingley works around a screen to Aiden Matthews, who had a step there on Hewitt. Matthews harassed by Lee. Now Robinson just going to fire it away as the shot clock sounds. Thompson stayed right where he was on that exchange. We got words at the bench between Hewitt and I believe Owen Ron. Bench is in a little too close to proximity to each other. I think Orangeville, someone on their bench has stolen a stick from Whitby player in that exchange. Coaching staff right upset as they watch Langill pick up the loose ball, not in time to take a shot. So not happy with that call, but going to be happy with the result. A 10-5 final here on home floor for the Whitby Warriors, as they will even up the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League final series a game apiece. Game that we knew was going to come down to defense and goaltending. Take Liam Matthews out of the picture, and really the Orangeville Northmen did not have an answer for the Warriors tonight, who piled a couple on with the net empty, but really showed their chops tonight in this second game. All tied up, headed back to Orangeville on Wednesday. Game action will be right here on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel. Be sure you're subscribed. Turn your notifications on. You'll get an alert every time we go live throughout the playoffs. And of course, like and share it around. The algorithm will be more apt to share games like this with you and your friends. For the entire schedule, standings, and stats, please head to OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com or download the official Ontario Junior Lacrosse League app. On behalf of our producer and director, Gary Morrison, tonight, the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, the JVI Sports Network, my name is Matthew Carrick, saying thank you for tuning in tonight from here at the Iroquois Park Sports Center in Whitby. Have a great day tomorrow, and we'll talk to you Wednesday for game number 3, live from Orangeville.